Han Li transforms into a giant ape, blocking the attacks of the Mother of Worms. The Mother of Worms is surprised by Han Li's physical strength and Nirvana Saint body. Han Li ignites the fire of the origin, enhancing his physical body and magic power, transforming into a 1,000-foot demon god. The Mother of Worms also grows in size. Facing Han Li holds a giant stick that supports the sky and smashes it down, tearing the void apart. The Mother of Worms resists with scissor-like limbs, and neither gains an advantage. Han Li activates all 6 arms, launching an attack with the shadow of a stick. The Mother of Worms resists with its body and limbs, and the 2 sides reach a stalemate. Han Li used a divine chain to bind the insect matriarch, who was sealed by silver fetters. The insect matriarch broke free from the shackles, but Han Li's purpose in trapping her was to buy time. Elder He Kang used heavenly punishment thunder to slay the insect matriarch, depleting 9/10 of the soul consciousness in the ancient lamp. Han Li released his transformation, exhausting his divine sense, while Taoist crab rested and decreased his size. Bao Hua understands that the dungeon is about to collapse, and Han Li acquires a jet black crystal bead. As the seal is broken, Bao Hua and Han Li are unable to leave the dungeon and are teleported to a blood-colored altar. The man on the altar claims to be one of the true immortals who sealed the Moth of Worms, and presents Bao Hua with a piece of golden sun wood, sending her away from the altar. Han Li is kept back by the man, who asks if he has cultivated the spirit refinement art, revealing that he is a celestial realm inspector and is able to detect spirit refinement art fluctuations through a special divine sense. Han Li practices the forbidden art, spirit refinement technique. If he doesn't reach the 3rd level within 10,000 years, his sea of consciousness will self-destruct and kill him. The spirit refinement technique has 7 levels, and Han Li has only mastered the first 2. To survive, he must continue his cultivation. The patrolling envoy reveals that Han Li's cultivation of the spirit refinement technique can help solve a predicament, which is why they seek his assistance. This predicament is related to a great cosmic shift that occurred years ago, causing the force of the interface to increase and preventing immortals from freely traveling between the immortal world and the lower realms. The patrolling envoy and his companion critically wounded the Lady of Silence with a self-destruction technique, and their primordial spirits escaped into vessels to hibernate, hoping for rescue from the immortal world. After losing hope, Han Li's companion sealed the patrolling envoy's primordial spirit within the vessel, leaving him in this predicament. Han Li is stuck in his cultivation of the refinement of the divine, and the messenger offers to help him reach the 3rd level, but Han Li hesitates due to his concerns about future troubles. The messenger tells Han Li that the issue with his sea of consciousness will manifest itself in time and assures Han Li that he is relatively safe from the messengers after ascending to the immortal world. Han Li yearns for the immortal world after learning its vastness, but the messenger says that it is too early for him to learn much about it and only discloses the word vast. The messenger gives Han Li a precious talisman with the essence of purple mist inside to replenish the power of his essence that was lost. A year later, Han Li is cultivating outside the ancient devil lands when he senses someone approaching, and his expression changes slightly, revealing a hint of fear in his voice. Bao Hua confronts Lu Ji, whose 6 incarnations have been vanquished. Bao Hua learns that Lu Ji has a 7th incarnation and locates its lair. Black Crocodile, aided by Bao Hua's borrowed Zhan Tian treasure, breaks Lu Ji's barrier. Bao Hua conjures a giant blade from pink petals, vanquishing Lu Ji. Bao Hua sighs and then vanishes. Han Li visits the hemp garment maiden and learns about the battle in the land of the beginning devils. Han Li seeks help from the Grand Origin Pavilion to contact Violet Spirit and find a treasure. Han Li reunites with Violet Spirit and informs her about the fall of the 6 extremes. Han Li plans to take Violet Spirit back to the spirit realm and offers a method to expel the devilish energy. Violet Spirit inquires about Han Li's chances of ascending to the immortal world and reveals her concerns. Ling decides to stay in the demon realm to cultivate demonic techniques, and Han Li agrees to her choice. At Guangyuan Pavilion, Han Li teaches Ling his insights about cultivating demonic techniques while Lan Yao listens from the side. Han Li visits the Blue Waterfall Lake with Ling, but they do not cross any boundaries. Han Li leaves the Blue Waterfall City alone, while Ling sees him off from the attic. Han Li obtains the map of the Weeping Soul secret stash and sets off with Yin Yu to find the treasure. Han Li and Yin Yu enter the wasteland, a high-level demonic clan's forbidden ground. Han Li hesitates over whether to use the black crystal left by the mother of hatchworms. Han Li subjugates the gold-devouring beetle, and anticipates its evolution into a beetle king. He decides to have his leopard Lin beast also go into closed-door cultivation, and expects its cultivation to increase greatly. Han Li enters his divine consciousness sea, and the white flying shuttle continues onward. Half a month later, the flying shuttle enters a snowy plain, and arrives at a crystalline ice field. An icy horned bear appears on the flying shuttle, and Han Li understands it. The flying shuttle is only half a day away from the target location of the Weeping Soul secret map. Yin Yu excitedly discusses Weeping Soul Ancestor's secret stash in the Ing Spirit Holy Ship. Han Li notices a previous acquaintance from afar, and suggests going to visit. The flying shuttle flies tens of thousands of miles, and arrives near a tall iceberg. Han Li lets Yuan Sha leave, the latter having crippled his own cultivation due to his betrayal of Bao Hua. Despite Yin Yu's misgivings, Han Li dismisses Yuan Sha's chances of re-entering the Transcendent Realm, rendering any retaliation inconsequential. Han Li, Bao Hua, and Yin Yu arrive at the location of the Weeping Soul stash. The entrance to the stash is composed of 4 crystal bricks that form a light array upon activation. Han Li discovers an evil, formless substance emanating from Silver Moon, which requires divine consciousness to isolate. The pair deduce that Weeping Soul Patriarch's treasure is located outside the labyrinthine palace, and that more powerful protective measures are likely in place. They reach a scarlet gate, which Han Li opens with the silver flame, revealing a sea of fire within. Han Li releases a silver firebird into the flames, creating a path through it, enabling them to cross. An arm wielding a crystalline blade bursts from the fire, attacking the silver firebird, but the firebird's incorporeal form allows it to reform effortlessly. Han Li destroys the Crimson Colossus and acquires a golden orb. Silver Moon witnesses Han Li power and realizes the gap between them. The Silver Phoenix reappears in the void, and Han Li uses it to absorb the crimson flames, causing his body to expand. As the sea of fire dissipates, it reveals a platform thousands of acres in size, covered in crimson crystals. The basin contains countless demonic crystal puppets of varying sizes and strengths, including dozens of mid to high-level puppets. Han Li discovers that Weeping Soul Ancestor was a master of crafting demonic crystal puppets and is delighted. Silver Moon asks Han Li about his plans for the puppets. Han Li gifted the Saint Relic Ancient Jade that integrated the Profound Heaven fragment to Yin Yu. Han Li obtained the yellow gourd, recognized it as a rare treasure, and put it away. Han Li acquired the Black Ink Saint boat, transforming it into a gigantic boat, and returned to the Spirit Realm. Yin Yu and Han Li returned to the Spirit Realm, the Saint boat possessing supernatural spatial attributes. Han Li and Yin Yu determined their location and returned to the Saint Island. Ancestor Ao Xiao and Mo Jianli awaited Han Li return on Saint Island. Ancestor Ao Xiao expressed concern over Han Li facing danger in the Demon Realm, while Mo Jianli believed in Han Li's formidable abilities. Ancestor Ao Xiao voiced his intention to marry his granddaughter to Han Li, and the Saint Island elders approved. Han Li learns that the possibility of old Ancestor Ao Xiao surviving his tribulation is extremely low. Mo Jianli reveals that old Ancestor Shi Xin knows of a treasure that can boost old Ancestor Ao Xiao's chances of surviving his tribulation. The treasure in question is the 3 Pure Lightning Cloud Talisman, which is said to be highly effective against the Ascended Realm tribulation. Old Ancestor Shi Xin once personally witnessed the existence of the 3 Pure Lightning Cloud Talisman among the Spirit Tribe. Old Ancestor Ao Xiao questions why Old Ancestor Shi Xin did not obtain the talisman for himself, and Mo Jianli states that he is unable to reveal the reason. The 3 Purities Lightning Charm was acquired by Spirit King through a transaction with Ancestor Shi Xin. The terms of the exchange are unknown, but Spirit King demanded that Ancestor Shi Xin perform a dangerous task. Mo Jianli suggests joining forces with Han Li to obtain the 3 Purities Lightning Charm, arguing that Han Li's abundant vitality essence would increase their chances of success. The 3 Purities Lightning Charm would significantly benefit Ancestor Ao Xiao during his tribulation, increasing his chances of success by 15. However, Ancestor Ao Xiao's divine soul has been damaged, and he requires time to recover. Han Li gives Mo Jianli a burning caltrop pill to restore his vitality essence and improve his chances of meeting Spirit King. Han Li acknowledges that ancestor Ao Xiao's damaged divine soul will hinder his tribulation and reduce his chances of overcoming it. Han Li suggests that Bai Guo'er and Qi Lingzi gain experience in the barbarian realm in order to break through the bottleneck of the transformation deity realm, and grants them protective treasures. Young Master Hai requests to go to the barbarian realm, but Han Li refuses, warning him to continue cultivating in the sacred island to avoid danger. Han Li appoints young Master Hai to temporarily take charge of the disciples under Qi Lingzi to refine his character. Zhu Guo'er cultivation has improved, so Han Li meets with her to ask about other matters. The Ice Phoenix has not yet returned from the barbarian realm, and Han Li expresses concern about this. A dozen fire lions are frozen by the white-robed youth, who devours the essence blood of one. The white-robed youth plans to travel to the Thunder Continent to seek the Suyin clan, in order to cultivate a true spirit body. The white-robed youth expresses his intent to kill Han Li and force the Ice Phoenix to become his companion. The Ice Phoenix is unable to resist and is forced to accompany the white-robed youth to the Thunder Continent. The white-robed youth rides the phantom of a six-winged snow-white centipede, carrying the Ice Phoenix as they vanish into the horizon. Han Li refines a mysterious yellow gourd, which contains formidable fierce gale gold crystal sand. He reforges it and integrates it with the gourd. The fierce gale gold crystal sand boasts potent defensive capabilities, rendering Han Li divine abilities ineffective against it. The sand transforms into a gigantic yellow python before being absorbed by the gourd, which then automatically repairs its lid. Han Li retrieves a black hole ring, releasing a watermelon-sized black insect egg with purple stripes. Through a secret technique, he determines that the egg is about to hatch. Han Li opts to provide his true essence to assist with the process. After the violet gold figurine evolves into the Insect King, Han Li re-refines it and strengthens the restriction. A month later, Tool Spirit Child and Bai Guo'er go to the barbarian world to travel, while Han Li takes Silvermoon and Zhu Guo'er to the territory of the monster race. Along the way, Han Li flying boat disturbs the integration stage monster cultivator Flower Stone Ancestor. After the latter fails in concocting pills, he wants revenge, but finds that the visitors are powerful and hurries to apologize with a forced smile. Silvermoon orders the puppet to take Flower Stone Ancestor back to the flying boat, hoping to make him a temporary leader. Flower Stone Ancestor sees that the visitors are unkind and releases his protective magic treasure to escape, but is injured by the Devil Crystal Puppet and is forced to return to the flying boat. Han Li and his group sailed the fiendish saint boat in search of the ancient altar. In the secret Cloud Fiend forest, Han Li sensed the altar's presence. Upon arriving at the Sizun ancient altar, Han Li prepared to use a secret technique to calculate the coordinates of the minor spirit realm. Assisted by Zhu Guo'er's divine sense, the ancient mirror and the round artifact simultaneously show strange visions, and Han Li calculates the entrance to the minor spirit realm. The symbols on the round artifact vanish, leaving an eerie pattern, while the map on the ancient mirror displays a dot of light. Han Li discovers that the entrance to the minor spirit realm is not in the Fengyuan continent, but likely on another continent. The calculations require altars from other continents, delaying the plan to enter the minor spirit realm. Han Li plans to travel to other continents to search for the entrance and handle matters related to the Spirit King. Yin Yu cautions Han Li about the Spirit King's suspicious identity. Han Li analyzes the history of the Spirit Clan and suspects that the Spirit King is not from this realm. Sword Light and Boxing Force join hands to repel the divine might of the stormy sea. The Mo Ling Holy Ark flies out of the canyon. Half a year later, Han Li and his companions fly into the spiritual race's spiritual domain. Seeing the natural city walls and gigantic mountain peaks of the Spirit Sky Fortress. Spirit Sky Fortress is a defensive fortress of the spiritual race used to block the invasion of foreign races, which has a different strategy than humans. Mo Jianli suggests sneaking into the spiritual race, avoiding the use of Thunder Firmament talismans to prevent attention. The Spirit Sky Fortress surveillance finds abnormal fluctuations and sends guards to investigate but without success. Han Li and Mo Jianli lead the others across the dark waters while the light screen resists the effects of an unknown force field. Han Li flicks a finger to repel a mysterious small beast attacking the light screen, showing his terrifying strength. Scarce in population, Han Li and his companions shunned the spirit race settlements and headed straight for Verdant Smoke City, the spirit race's largest metropolis. In proximity to Verdant Smoke City lays Mount Fu Ling, the spirit race's holy grounds. There, the Spirit King secluded himself for cultivation, sealing off the sacred grounds and sparking speculation and rumors among the spirit race. To uncover the truth behind the Thunderlight Talisman, Han Li and Mo Jianli resolved to visit Mount Fu Ling and confer with the Spirit King. All the while preparing for their self-preservation, Mount Fu Ling emanated a potent aura of spiritual pressure, prompting the duo to conceal their figures as they ventured inside. Upon their entry, they discovered restrictive spells woven by the Spirit King across the hallowed grounds. By employing a secret technique, Mo Jianli transformed himself into a puddle of liquid and infiltrated the underground, while Han Li utilized the Tai Spirit Cleansing Talisman to cloak his form within a veil of mist. Mo Jianli was trapped by fire chains and blades of light. In critical moment, Han Li took action to rescue him. Mo Jianli broke free from the restraints, the bald-headed spirit being recognized that the two were great vehicle beings and bowed his head in apology. Mo Jianli questioned the source of the spirit being's treasure. The bald-headed man claimed to be acting on the orders of the Spirit King, but was interrupted before he could state the specific purpose. 8 spirit race nascent soul cultivators were unable to resist the pressure of the Great Ascension stage, so their body protection treasures appeared. A mysterious breeze neutralized the Great Ascension stage pressure, and the Spirit King invited Mo Jianli and Han Li to meet. 8 spirit race members respectfully greeted Mo Jianli and Han Li, but the white-horned elder was wary of Han Li. They flew to the peak of Fulingshan Mountain, but the outside of the Purple Chi Hall was empty. Mo Jianli and Han Li entered the Purple Chi Hall and met the Spirit King, who had his back to them. Han Li sees through the white-robed elder's disguise and criticizes him for making light of it. The elder admits to using a disguise because he could not appear in person due to being in seclusion. 2 Mahayana cultivators from foreign races arrive and question the elder's sincerity, but agree to discuss business once they learn that there is a sufficient quantity of the trade items. The elder says that he has not only the Thunderclap Talisman but also other rare materials, and suggests that the buyers review the catalog before deciding on the trade contents. King Spirit proposes a deal with Han Li and his companions, requesting them to obtain the Threads of Time in exchange for the 3 Pure Lightning Talisman. Threads of Time are a legendary treasure of the 9 heavens, said to possess the extraordinary ability to prolong life and delay heavenly tribulations. King Spirit clarifies that they do not need to search for the exceptionally rare high-grade threads of time. Threads of time refined in the future will also suffice. Blood Temper associates the Threads of Time with the innate time-space manipulation abilities of the Shira spider, speculating that its crystal core may contain the Threads of Time. King Spirit brings out a Shira heart, claiming that it can open the lesser Shira realm and grant access to the Shira spider. It is said that the Asura realm contains grown Asura arachnids with Mahayana stage powers, and that they can condense time threads. The Spirit King requests that Han Li and his companions enter the lesser Asura realm to acquire the time threads, on the condition that they provide lightning roar charms and the Asura heart. Shui Ran and Mo Jianli believe that the risks are excessive, and they propose increasing the reward to 2 lightning roar charms and 3 additional treasures. The Spirit King agrees, and the magic circle is made ready. Han Li asks to set the return coordinates himself, and Shui Ran concurs. The Spirit King agrees to set the coordinates himself, and he warns everyone that there will be no delay when it comes time to return. Shui Ran expresses confidence that he can find the Asura arachnid, and that they will complete the mission within 10 days. Golden runes appear inside the ice wall and transform into a small figure resembling an old man in white robes. The old man infuses milky crystals into the figure, which opens its eyes, revealing crimson irises. The old man explains that obtaining the Threads of Time can shorten the refinement time of the golden immortal soul. He also expresses regret over losing the Thunderbolt Fu. The old man asks the figure to enter the lesser Asura realm and seek help from Han Li, a Grand Ascension cultivator, for obtaining the Threads of Time. The old man agrees to continue refining the golden immortal soul while leaving the old man to handle external matters. In the True Immortal Realm, disciples of the Golden Zenith Palace tend to their spiritual fields and patrol in Taoist robes. A blue ice dragon appears in the sky, surprising 2 young Taoist boys. The boys speculate about the ice dragon's hurried return and discuss its formidable strength. A black-faced Taoist visits the master of the Jin Han Immortal Palace. The master receives him and expresses his weariness with the position of master and his intention to pass it on to the black-faced Taoist. The black-faced Taoist reports on the mission entrusted to him by the ancestor. And the two enter the master's spiritual domain for secret talks. A traitor from the Jianyuan temple has escaped with the treasure and there is suspicion of a mastermind behind the scenes. There is a possibility of losing the coordinates of the interface when searching for the traitor's whereabouts. The temple is considering sending someone to the lower realm to find the traitor. And the requirements for the candidate are quite high. The black-faced Taoist priest suggests that Ma Liang could be sent to the lost interface. But the woman in purple worries that Ma Liang's character is too radical. The black-faced Taoist priest provides the woman in purple with information about the interface where the traitor is located. But he himself cannot act personally. The woman in purple is concerned about Ma Liang going to the lower realm, as it could cause even greater harm. The black-faced Taoist priest believes that the Taoists in the academy will prioritize sending Ma Liang because of the treasure. The woman in purple emphasizes that sending someone must be approved by the Grand Master. The black-faced Taoist priest takes his leave and the woman in purple plots something unknown. In the forbidden area of the Fulling Mountain in the spiritual realm, Mahayana cultivators gather. The magic formation is large-scale and inlaid with a large number of spiritual stones. The united spirit race waits respectfully. 3 green suns appeared in the sky, surrounded by a blood-colored halo that emitted the sweet scent of honey. Han Li discovers the toxicity of the halo and beheads a gargantuan monster near one of the green suns. Han Li investigates the surroundings, searching for clues about the Shura spider, expanding his divine consciousness over a range of 3 to 4,000 li. Mo Jianli employs a silk banner, whose artifact spirit is the Silver Steel Spider Queen, capable of detecting nearby arachnids. Han Li used a hand of 5 colors to kill the Golden Bat King, through which he acquired its natural defensive ability. Han Li sensed the arrival of strange birds and retreated. 2 days later, Han Li found the corpse of a bear-like monster, indicating he had entered the roaming area of the Asura spider. Han Li found crystal threads in the valley, and discovered they contained the power of time, leading him to believe he was approaching the nest of the Asura spider. A slender woman communicates with a fish monster in an archaic tongue. The fish monster refuses to hand over its tribe, and the woman threatens to consume it. The fish monster employs the technique of blazing inferno, but the woman incapacitates them with crystalline threads. The woman devours the hearts of 2 female fish monsters and scourges the others with a whip. The woman warns the fish monsters to procreate and that there will be dire consequences if their tribe is not larger next time. She collects the fish monsters' corpses in an air bubble and then vanishes. Han Li is cautious about the existence of the Mahayana demonic spider. Numerous exotic beasts appear near the demonic spider's lair, showcasing its ability to attract them. Han Li discreetly follows a young woman deep into the mountains, where he discovers a city of cyan stone. The city is surrounded by formidable white lotus restrictions, preventing divine sense from prying within. A terrifying divine sense emanates from within the city, and the silhouette of a colossal blood-red spider emerges. The spider's silhouette extends an invitation, beckoning Han Li to enter the city for a chat. Han Li released his divine consciousness to deter his opponents, but abruptly retracted it, allowing the raspy-voiced woman and the strange man to seize the opportunity to pursue him. Han Li skillfully used his divine consciousness to split the strange man into 2 parts, destroying 1/10 of his divine consciousness. The raspy-voiced woman counterattacked, but Han Li's divine consciousness transformed into a crystalline blade, destroying her divine consciousness. Han Li transformed into a ray of lightning and escaped. The green-clad beauty appeared, but due to Han Li's powerful divine consciousness and her lack of knowledge about him, she chose not to pursue him for the time being. The black-robed elder speculated that Han Li might have inadvertently entered their territory, or that he might have done so intentionally, with the latter being more dangerous. The green-clad beauty, the black-robed elder, and their clansmen discussed, attempting to determine the time and place where Han Li had planted his divine consciousness. After some deliberation, the clansman Baizu stated that she had not previously noticed a divine consciousness mark, but that she would try to recollect. 2 young men are summoned. One young man dressed in silver with handsome white hair and the other thin with pointed ears and narrow eyes. They are ordered to investigate a stranger in the Asura Realm and eliminate Mahayana powerhouses. If they encounter a strong enemy, the thin young man can use his myriad transformations to protect himself, while the young man in silver has a powerful invisibility technique. The woman in green and the old man discuss the affairs of the Void Fish clan, considering bringing them back or sending someone to monitor them. Han Li kills an exotic beast and purifies its bloodline. A mysterious white crystal ball appears, causing Han Li to change direction. Mo Jianli is pursued by a sea of mist, depleting his magical power. Han Li discovers Mo Jianli and comes to his aid. Mo Jianli sacrifices magic treasures to fight back against the sea of mist. Han Li and Mo Jianli encountered the ancient Shang Shou Che Chi Zi. Han Li used subduing evil divine lightning to subdue it, but Che Chi Zi escaped underground. Mo Jianli had previously entered the Che Chi Zi lair while chasing the Asura spider, and was pursued all the way until now. Han Li has found the location of the Asura spider, but in the lair are true spirit Asura spiders and a large number of adult Asura spiders, as well as an unknown entity not lower than true spirit level, with a powerful tamed alien beast. Han Li and Mo Jianli decided to join forces to deal with the Asura spider, and Shui Ran and He Lin are also on their way. Han Li repelled an attacking well-concealed master wearing a yellow robe. The master self-detonated, and Han Li suspected that he wasn't the master's true body. Han Li suggested that they rush to the Asura spider's lair that night to avoid the master having time to prepare. Shui Ran was initially reluctant, but Han Li emphasized the importance of seizing the initiative, and Shui Ran agreed. Han Li released a flying boat, and the group boarded and set off. The flying boat was extremely fast. Another young man wearing a yellow robe appeared in the distance. He talked to himself, saying that he had avoided danger by staying far away. The matriarch of the Shura spider tribe refuses to inform the Sakura fairy about the attack by the foreign Grand Ascension cultivator, as she is in a critical stage of her cultivation. An elderly man with the surname Yi suggests lifting the restrictions and moving the city to buy time for the Sakura fairy. But the matriarch of the Shura spider tribe hesitates. The elderly man Yi discusses other countermeasures with the matriarch of the Shura spider tribe, including lifting the restrictions on airspace and opening up all restrictions. The stone city rises from the ground under a mantle of colorful clouds and flies away into the distance, leaving behind a giant crater. A young man in a green robe, resembling Han Li, appears and watches the direction in which the stone city has disappeared. Blood flashes, the desert floor splits, and a stone city rises from the sands. The matriarch of the Asura spiders questions Han Li and his companions' motives upon learning about their intentions to seize the crystal core. Blood Burning and Black Scales launch an attack. Blood Burning summons horrid hornets to attack, while Black Scales swings his violet gold cudgel at the stone city. The matriarch of the Asura spiders summons a golden shield to fend off Blood Burning's crimson light beam, while white light annihilates the horrid hornets. Blood Burning recalls the horrid hornets and summons them again, increasing their numbers and offensive power. Matriarch Arachne and her bloodburners engaged in a fierce battle, aided by 4 adult members of the Arachnid clan. Mo Jianli stepped forward to defend, unleashing Sword Mountain, Taiji Diagram, and a black talisman, freezing a spider illusion. A shadowy black beast emerged from the talisman, but the spider illusion escaped. The adult Arachnid matriarch herself intervened, engaging in fierce combat with Mo Jianli and her spirit beast. Mo Jianli barely held her ground with the aid of talismans and illusions. Elder Yi was about to intervene but was stopped by a mysterious voice. Han Li confronted Ziwo Peacock Fire Cloud and summoned a silver firebird to counter it. Faced with thousands of golden light spheres, Han Li summoned a cyan sword to block them. As the golden fragments transformed into a shower of arrows, Han Li conjured a cyan lotus-like barrier. 3 silver arrows suddenly attacked, which Han Li repelled with his finger and countered by killing the silver warrior. When the silver warrior attacked in close combat, Han Li defended with a gray light screen. Light threads pierced the silver warrior, and a gray torrent engulfed it. The Yishi elder used a scroll to enhance the silver warrior, which Han Li trapped within a gray light barrier. Han Li engaged in sparring with a 5-colored peacock. Han Li transformed into a 5-colored peacock and employed the 5-colored divine light. The 5-colored peacock, transformed from an elderly Yi, attacked Han Li with 5-colored divine light arrows that were entangled and cut off by rays of light. The elderly Yi's giant claws attacked Han Li, but he vanished and reappeared. The elderly Yi executed a divine ability to trap Han Li, and prepared to use his 2 giant claws to seize him. Trapped, Han Li let out a low roar in the void, and a furry, Golden Palm appeared, blocking the elderly Yi's attack with a pillar of Luli light. Striking at Han Li with the scintillating swords of two peaks. He claps his hands, averting the crisis. The old man of the Yi family has divine time-bending powers. But Han Li doesn't believe it's enough to maintain invincibility. Deploying his Brahma Saint demonic art, Han Li materializes the Nirvana saintly body. Its 6 arms unleashing countless fist shadows upon the old man of the Yi family. The old man of the Yi family wields 5 crystal swords to form a protective screen against the fist shadows. Employing his time-bending powers to immobilize them. The shockwaves generated as the fist shadows explode form golden waves, exerting immense pressure on the screen, causing it to tremble. As the silver light dissipated, the green line cut through the void, exposing a black light. The upper part of the green line was protected by a 5-colored light curtain, while the lower part was a dark prostransphanage razriv that continued to spread and devour space. The cultivators discovered that half of the body of the old man of the Yi family had disappeared, and he was urging the 5-colored shield to resist the force of the black space. The old man of the Yi family was shocked to find that the dark green wooden sword in Han Li's hand was a treasure of the dark heavens. Assuming this is what broke his time divine ability, Han Li gathered his strength once more and unleashed the 3rd sword strike. The old man of the Yi family asked the matriarch of the Shura spiders to call out Taoist Cherry to stall for time. The matriarch of the Shura spiders crushed the red wooden tablet. Mo Jianli and his party fought fiercely against the Shura spiders, nearing the edge of the celestial phenomenon. In the forbidden land of Stone City, a black figure awakened, a blood-red sphere fractured, and monstrosities surged forth. The old man of the Yi family activated his crystal sword and his 5-colored plumed wings to escape. Han Li controlled the dark heaven spirit-slaying sword to amplify its spiritual pressure, breaking the law power of the old man of the Yi family's crystal sword. Blood shadows erupted, causing blood waves to surge and ease the pressure on the Stone City's prohibition. Han Li, in his giant ape form, cast the demon-vanquishing thunderclap to eliminate the blood waves. A young woman, Sakura, appeared, revealing her late-stage integration cultivation and emitting an astonishing aura. Sakura joined forces with the blood-skirted monster, their combined strength rivaling a Grand Ascension cultivator. Sakura refused to surrender her law divine ability, leading to a battle. Han Li Giant Ape used the clear rainbow to besiege Sakura, but she countered with her mysterious divine ability. The Giant Ape defeated Sakura with a giant hand of golden lightning bolts, leaving behind a small azure sword. The Blood Skirt Maiden helps the Yi surname Elder defend against a powerful cultivator in the advanced integration stage. The Elder uses a golden mirror and a silver scroll to transform himself into a bird-faced human. The Maiden uses her bloodthirsty art to enhance the Elder's power and battle intent. Han Li deploys 3 extreme mountains to defend against the Elder's attacks. The Elder combines 2 giant swords and engages in combat with Han's transformed ape. The Cyan giant sword is destroyed, and Han Li unleashes his golden arc art. The Yi surname Elder defends with his 5-colored crystal shield and purplish-black wooden ruler. The Blood Skirt Maiden summons a wolf-headed monster to assist. Han Li transforms into a golden shadow and attacks the Yi surname Elder. The purple light attack on the golden shadow is ineffective and emits a foul stench. The giant ape's fist shattered the protective aura and armor of the Yi surnamed Elder. The Elder released blood-colored runes, forming a blood mist for defense. But the giant ape's silver fist tore through it. The silver fist released a massive pillar of light, striking the Elder's former position, effectively obliterating him. The Elder's nascent soul escaped, but was intercepted by the golden figure and the golden ape. The Elder's nascent soul transformed into a feather and tried to escape, but was trapped by yellow glowing crystals and a sand mist. The Blood Skirt Girl utilizes the power of time and space to capture the nascent soul of the elderly Yi. The nascent soul of the elderly Yi gets sealed by the power of space, desperately pleading for help while revealing the secret of the girl's fusion with the power of time and space. The girl ignores the plea, using the soul-refining grand technique to refine the nascent soul of the elderly Yi, causing turmoil both within and outside the Stone City. Han Li becomes alarmed after hearing about the power of time and space, but stops attacking after receiving a message from the girl. The girl offers the soul-restricting banner to collect the nascent soul of the elderly Yi, and extends her goodwill to the other demonic spider clan members. The mother of the demonic spider clan abandons the fight and returns to the Stone City. while the black-scaled blood-burning clan desires to pursue but gets dissuaded by Han Li. Han Li, Blood Flame, and Blackscale halt their fighting when the young girl demonstrates her comprehension of the law of time and space. The girl in the blood skirt offers to trade crystal cores, with the Rakshasa spider tribe willing to give up 8 adult crystal cores in exchange for Han Li group assisting them in retrieving an important treasure. The treasure is submerged in an icy abyss, and the Rakshasa spider tribe already has a plan to retrieve it. So they do not need Han Li and his companions to assume any risk. Jianli apologizes to Han Li, but Han Li does not mind. 4 Shura spiders appear, and although they have broken through the formation, they have suffered some injuries. Han Li asks fellow Taoist Ying to take out the crystals needed to bring the Tao fruit into the world. Fellow Taoist Ying hands over 6 crystals, and each person receives 1. Han Li takes the remaining crystals. Fellow Taoist Ying leads the way to the cold pool where the Tao fruit is hidden. Jianli and Shui Ran have doubts about this. A group of islands appears in front, and the distribution of heaven and earth essence qi is different, showing traces of restrictions. The infernal spider tribe prepares to modify the magic formation to trap Han Li and his companions. The magic formation changes shape, and the ice platform breaks, revealing a miniature pool. The infernal spider tribe matriarch releases cold air and a pure sun treasure, increasing the coldness of the pool. Han Li releases silver flames to protect himself from the cold air, while the others use their treasures to protect themselves. The infernal spider tribe matriarch reveals that the pool requires 6 great ascension cultivators to simultaneously inject their magic power to retrieve the treasure. The blood-skirted girl claims to have a secret technique that can increase her cultivation realm, making her the 6th great ascension cultivator. The blood-skirted girl's secret technique involves the power of space and time, leading Han Li to speculate that it is a spacetime divine ability. The mother of the Shura spiders uses a secret method to send a blue orb to the bottom of the cold pool, which then metamorphoses into 5 crystal threads to detect the treasure. The crystal threads sink slowly in the pool and their speed decreases significantly when they approach the bottom. The woman releases her crystal core and emits a glow to accelerate the sinking of the crystal threads. The girl in the blood skirt also uses a secret technique to increase the sinking speed of the crystal threads. After reaching a certain depth, the crystal threads stop sinking, and the woman releases her divine thoughts to explore the bottom of the pool, where she finds the target location. The woman controls the crystal threads and slowly pulls the treasure from the bottom of the pool. A large whirlpool forms on the water of the cold pool, as if trying to prevent the acquisition of the treasure. After the infernal spider clan had delivered the promised rewards, they asked the foreign cultivators to leave the lesser infernal realm. Han Li and the others decided to collect more resources before leaving, but the infernal spider clan warned them that there was danger lurking in the realm. Jianli mentioned the ferocious beast Weeping Chariot, and Shui Ran offered to trade a map of its lair in exchange for information about its whereabouts. The infernal spider clan agreed to exchange the map for rare treasures from the outside world and proposed holding a temporary trading fair. After the trading fair, the infernal spider clan left satisfied, and the foreign cultivators had gained much in return. Shui Ran suggested attacking the infernal spider clan and seizing the space stone, but Han Li thought it was unwise. After absorbing the cold air from the icy pool, the spirit-devouring firebird grew in size drastically. Han Li used the spirit-devouring firebird to refine the icy pool and absorb the extreme cold air. The spirit-devouring firebird shrank in size and plunged into the depths of the icy pool to absorb the cold air. After an hour, the extreme cold of the icy pool disappeared completely, and the spirit-devouring firebird had refined some of the cold air. The spirit-devouring firebird spewed out a crystal orb with a fluctuating blue object inside. Using his crystallized divine sense, Han Li discovered that there was nothing inside the orb, and he used celestial thunder arts to break the orb open. A pale blue object was revealed, with fluctuations inside. Han Li discovers the remains of wolf-shaped monsters sent by the Shura spider and learns about their purpose through the gold-devouring beetle. Han Li activates a nearby lava lake using the law fluctuations of the blue crystal bead he obtained in the cold pool. Members of the Airfish clan emerge from the lava, affected by the crystal bead's fluctuations, and surround Han Li. The Airfish clan leader recognizes the crystal bead and expresses apprehension towards Han Li. Han Li requests an audience with the Airfish clan leader, and the leader hesitantly agrees to lead the way. Han Li casts a fire avoidance technique, creating a passage through the lava lake, and the group descends into its depths. Han Li was unexpectedly requested to accept ownership by the elder of the Kongyu clan. The elder revealed that they were aware of Han Li's successful elimination of a spy from the Asura spider clan and believed that Han Li could aid them. The Kongyu clan elder presented a sacred tattoo, indicating that they could sense the location of the clan's sacred relic. The Shanhai Pearl, which was sealed within a cold pool as a treasure of the cave heaven. The elder expressed their willingness to contribute their blood essence to assist Han Li in refining the Shanhai Pearl, on the condition that Han Li had attained the Mahayana stage of cultivation and possessed the necessary incantations for its refinement. Additionally, the elder revealed that the Asura spider clan was unable to leave this realm easily due to specific circumstances. A young Taoist priest uses runes to open an underground passage, leading to a desolate land. He releases a projection of a colossal beast, but it fails to fully materialize due to his suppressed powers. The priest decides to gather lifeblood to complete the ritual to refine a treasure, and sends out a bamboo stick to search for the location with the highest life force energy. Han Li acquires a mountain sea bead and purifies it, revealing its original 5-colored appearance. The hollow fish patriarch arranges for Han Li to refine the mountain sea bead in his secret room, where he unexpectedly discovers alchemy tools. Expelling the mountain and sea pearl, Kong Yuan is moved to the paradise. Han Li instructs them to build houses. Han Li returns to the minor Asura realm and uses electric arc spell to escape. Returns to Spirit Realm, joins up with Jianli, and heads to Fuling Mountain. Received by the Spirit Clan's sacred spirit Ling Yin, who shows the way to the Spirit King. Jianli is highly interested in the Thunder Roar Talisman in the Jade Box. The old man in white offers to trade the Thunder Roar Talisman for the demonic spider core. Jianli and Shui Ran present 3 cores each in exchange for the Thunder Roar Talisman. Han Li suddenly announces he has more cores and inquires about the number of Thunder Roar Talismans available. The old man confirms only 2 remain, and Han Li offers to trade a crystal sword and cores in exchange. After examining the sword, the old man agrees to the trade. Recognizing the core material, Han Li obtains 2 more Thunder Roar Talismans, and the group selects treasures from the Spirit Race Treasury. Han Li and Jianli return to the Mo Ling sacred vessel. Han Li examines his findings in his secret chamber, including an ancient lamp, Thunder Roar Talismans, a 5-colored orb, and a vial. Han Li refines the Black Tortoise's true blood, obtaining the powerful defensive ability of the Black Tortoise transformation. Han Li enters the Heaven and Sea Pearl Grotto Heaven and discovers that the Empty Fish tribe has already built its residence. The Empty Fish Patriarch asks Han Li if he would like to open up a medicinal field in the Grotto Heaven and introduces his granddaughter, Lan Yao, who is proficient in alchemy. Han Li questions Lan Yao about her knowledge of alchemy and discovers that her attainments are profound. Elder Ao Xiao begins his tribulation 7 days early, and Han Li and the others rush back to the sacred island upon learning of it. 9 days later, Jianli and the others arrive near the sacred island and learn that Elder Ao Xiao has already gone to Crimson Cloud Valley to undergo his tribulation. The giant ship rushes to Crimson Cloud Valley, where the moon jade pendant breaks, indicating the death of Elder Ao Xiao. When Han Li and the others arrive at Crimson Cloud Valley, the elders of the sacred island confirm that Elder Ao Xiao has failed to survive the tribulation and left behind damaged treasures and spirit cores. In the archipelagos, cultivators deploy prohibitions and the 2 symbols 10,000 attraction grand array on a large island that spans 10,000 miles to enhance its defenses. Han Li reveals the power of the 2 symbols magnetic light, capable of trapping grand ascension cultivators and extending its magnetic currents to cover the entire boundless sea. Han Li discovers that the Heartless Arts can be reversed by refining an incarnation and transferring the Heartless Arts' true essence into the incarnation. Han Li bestows the immortal Lingzi body upon Silvermoon to serve as his incarnation because of its purity, high cultivation level, and capacity to accommodate the Heartless Art's true essence. Han Li plans to expand the number of his disciples every 10 years to match the size of large sects. Han Li establishes the Blue Zenith Palace and assigns Yu Tian and Yin Yu to be in charge of the island's affairs. Han Li leaves the island for a long journey and entrusts the flying boat, the Ink Spirit Holy Boat, to Zhu Guo'er and Hua Shi to control. On a stretch of green grassland, 3 giant python heads consume tens of thousands of wild beasts. A man in a yellow robe wielding the 9 Phantasms Ruyi Gate breaks into the emerald cottage of fellow Taoist San Quan. Huang Yuanzi claims to have convinced old monster 9 Phantasms to lend him the 9 Phantasms Ruyi Gate. But fellow Taoist San Quan questions its authenticity. Taoist San Quan meets with Huang Yuanzi, who requests his assistance in dealing with a rival of equal rank. Taoist San Quan asks for 3 days to consider. Huang Yuanzi summons a magnificent golden palace, where several women address him as their master. Han Li travels to the territory of the Filing clan on the Black Spirit Holy Ark and learns from fellow Taoist blood soul that the Helian Business Alliance is holding an auction for transcontinental teleportation quota. Fellow Taoist blood soul informs Han Li that he qualifies for the auction quota and agrees to stay in the Raging Thunder continent for a while to help Han Li find an item. The Black Spirit Holy Ark enters the Filing clan's territory and attracts the attention of Filing powerhouses. But they avoid interfering due to the aura of great ascension emanating from the colossal vessel. Han Li visits one of the 7 abodes of Yu Long. Yu Long shows Han Li 3 extreme essence crystals, each possessing the attributes of earth, fire, and water, with an extremely high level of purity. Han Li discovers that the extreme essence crystal contains pure heaven and earth energy, has a strange structure, and possesses the magical ability to reshape heavy yuan, allowing it to repair damaged treasures. Yu Long is in dire need of refining both metal and wood polar crystals within a year, or he will lose an opportunity. Yu Long had predicted through a sorcerer that the forces of metal and wood would appear. So he asked Han Li to help draw out the forces to refine the polar crystals. Han Li agreed to help on the condition that he would get 3 polar crystals, including the newly refined metal and wood polar crystals. Yu Long planned to refine the crystals in a nearby sacred land, but he needed Han Li to accompany him the next day. Han Li inquired about a Mahayana cultivator named Yi from the 5 Lights clan. But Yu Long's expression changed after hearing the question. Han Li concealed the whereabouts of the elder surnamed Yi and instead discussed cultivation with Yu Long. Jin Yu asks the patriarch of the Fei Ling race to preside over the dispute, but is refused. Han Li intercedes and the patriarch of the Fei Ling race agrees to mediate the conflict between the 2 races. Jin Yu is shocked by Han Li's rapid cultivation advancement and learns that he is now an equal to the patriarch of the Fei Ling race. Han Li teleports Jin Yu away and settles the grudge with the Heavenly Peng race. The patriarch of the Fei Ling race brings Han Li to a spiritual land to prepare him to awaken a power from heaven and earth. Yu Long uses the vermilion feather fan to fend off the gold powder and releases black demonic flames to form a pillar of fire, attracting the golden runes to form a talisman array. The golden talisman array absorbs the white orb, releasing a mighty aura, and is about to unleash the power of heaven and earth. Yu Long activates 108 bronze cylinders, turning them into puppets to resist the golden light. Golden light strikes continuously from the golden talisman array. Yu Long controls the giant cauldron to receive the golden light, but he starts to struggle. Han Li observes the battle and releases spirit pressure. Yu Long regains his vigor and uses the giant cauldron to receive more golden light. Yu Long refines an extreme essence crystal, while Han Li is responsible for controlling the earth and sky gold force. Han Li uses a black silk net to intercept the golden light, allowing Yu Long to refine the crystal bricks further. Han Li then uses a silver pearl to suppress the golden light, easily intercepting it, allowing Yu Long to refine more smoothly. 2 months later, a Heavenly Tribulation formation is set up in the valley, with jade bricks paving the ground and over 1,000 statues half-kneeling. A silver prayer mat floats in the center of a high platform, and hundreds of banners form a formation with an astonishing aura. The undying venerable tears open the void, and Huang Yuanzi and Sanchuan Taoist follow him into a space. Huang Yuanzi has a deep grudge against Qing Yuanzi and schemes against him. The 3 head to the place where Qing Yuanzi is transcending a tribulation, and Huang Yuanzi uses the 9 Phantom Ruyi sword technique and Sanchuan Taoist's Zhen Fa Zhao Yi to break Qing Yuanzi's restraints. Qing Yuanzi is transcending tribulation on a high platform, using his flying sword and magic formations for protection. The tribulation clouds gather, and the Heavenly Tribulation descends, which Qing Yuanzi resists with a sword light that transforms into a curtain of light. 3 cultivators broke the formation. Among them Taoist Sanchuan easily broke the outer barrier with his spells. Young Taoist Jianli received a voice transmission from Qingyuan and went to preside over the 18 Tianxia formation. Jianli activated the 18 Tianxia formations, releasing blood mist and evil energy, strengthening the valley's defenses. Han Li left the Yulong cave after refining the prime origin crystal. He arrived at the subterranean space and found the entrance to Azure Origin's cave abode. Sensing the fluctuations of the Heavenly Tribulation, Han Li headed over to investigate and discovered several ascendant exalted beings lingering nearby, 3 of whom exuded malicious auras. Han Li activated his heavenly eye and observed the scene of the tribulation through the blue crystal ball. He noticed 3 men enveloped in a blood mist, radiating the aura of ascendant exalted beings. Huang Yuanzi and Sanchuan Taoist are preparing to break the restrictions of Qingyuanji's magic formation with 3 corpse yin thunders. Han Li detects Huang Yuanzi's presence and uses a communication talisman to contact Fairy Yanli. During Qingyuanji's heavenly tribulation, Huang Yuanzi and his 2 companions break through the magic formation, and Fairy Yanli sends a message to Han Li for help. Han Li rushes to the valley and confronts Huang Yuanzi and the others, intending to help Qingyuanji survive the tribulation. Huang Yuanzi rejects Han Li's mediation and declares that he will destroy Qingyuanji and Han Li. Han Li prepares to fight Huang Yuanzi and the others, preventing them from attacking Qingyuanji. The golden silk blanket's gray light curtain was shattered, and a golden fist shadow destroyed the giant python's head and giant feet. Han Li summoned his Brahma Saint golden body, and his purple gold fist injured the Immortal Venerable. The Immortal Venerable recovered from his serious injuries, and Han Li used his Cyan sword Qi. The Immortal Venerable had the body of immortality, and his wounds healed quickly. Han Li was trapped in the magic circle, and the 3-hole Taoist activated the token and the crimson crystal ring. Han Li transformed into a giant ape and broke the restriction. 3 illusory shadows of small snakes attacked the giant ape, but were repelled. A small crimson snake bit the giant ape's finger, but it was crushed. The diminutive heavenly devouring Gold King engaged in a fierce battle with the colossal undying heavenly venerate. With a shimmering sword, the diminutive form effortlessly shattered the giant's blades and hurricanes, severely injuring the undying heavenly venerate. Despite his grievous wounds, the undying heavenly venerate possessed remarkable regenerative abilities and countered the diminutive form with intangible sword energy and teleportation. Taoist Sanchuan was astounded that the giant ape Han Li could resist the blood poison. Han Li expelled the toxic blood, revealing his formidable physical strength. Yuanzi unleashed arcane secrets, summoning a monumental archway in an attempt to cast a potent spell. Han Li unleashed his full force, his spiritual pressure surging as he sought to thwart Yuanzi's enchantment. Yuanzi transformed into a spectral figure, merging with the archway to execute his clandestine ritual. The ape uses the divide and conquer technique to tear apart the yin thunder. Huang Yuanzi releases multiple pearls, but the ape's 3-yuan nirvana transformation and the mysterious heaven treasure neutralize them. The ape attacks the archway, killing Huang Yuanzi's clone. Huang Yuanzi's true form appears, but the ape traps him in the void. San Quan Taoist hesitates before fleeing, and Huang Yuanzi is subdued by the ape, with his spirit escaping. Han Li put away the black storage bracelet and fireball, and sent the violet gold figurine to pursue the escaped enemy. Han Li contacted Yanli through the light mirror and learned that Qingyuanzi had not yet completed his tribulation. So he waited outside. Han Li notified everyone on the Black Raven airship to assemble. Qingyuanzi successfully passed his tribulation, and Han Li protected him outside for 2 days. Han Li sensed another grand ascension cultivator, the Golden Blaze Marquis, in the vicinity of the river of the Netherworld. However, the Golden Blaze Marquis left after showing some apprehension. Lan Yao and Jianli are temporarily unable to return to the human race until their physical bodies are nourished by the spiritual objects in the Netherworld River. Qingyuanzi intends to impart upon them divine abilities and believes that they are capable of reaching the Grand Ascension stage. Han Li also promises to assist them. Qingyuanzi inquires about the imperishable celestial venerate's purple gold bug. Han Li confirms that it is the devouring gold bug king, and Qingyuanzi is filled with envy. Han Li asks Qingyuanzi about the Helian Business Alliance. Qingyuanzi expresses familiarity with it and agrees to provide relevant information. A young woman inquires about the location of Black Blaze Islet from an elderly man of a foreign race, who provides the information but warns that the islet is a forbidden area. Han Li takes the Fiend's spiritual sacred ship to Black Blaze Islet to participate in the auction of the Helen Trading Alliance. As the Fiend's spiritual sacred ship approaches the islet, it is stopped by foreign guards. Bloodhult shows his guest elder token, and the guards agree to let them pass. The elder verifies Han Li's identity with a jade slip and treats him as a highest level VIP. The purple-clothed female cultivator, Feiyan, is assigned to receive Han Li and obtains his details. Han Li enters the underground world of the auction house, surrounded by giant trees and stone walls. With additional teleportation formations, Han Li discovers that divine sense detection is blocked, indicating the existence of restrictions in the underground world. Han Li group arrives at the reception area and encounters alien cultivators awaiting the guild's guidance. Blood Soul explains the process. The union of the other races gives Han Li 12 fragrant women. Aside from the fragrant women, the Union has prepared 3 other gifts that Han Li declines. Han Li and his companions leave the palace and find themselves in a bustling town. The passers-by are all golden core cultivators or higher, and Han Li guesses that they are cultivators attending the auction held by the Union. The woman in purple explains that the auction site is a tall tower connected to a cave that can accommodate many fellow Taoists. More than 20 Dalton Sheng cultivators have arrived, and the number of participants is at an all-time high. The auction has a long history and a good reputation, and cultivators frequently bid for treasures. This auction offers a cross-continental teleportation, not to the Thunder Continent, but to the Blood Heaven Continent. Blood Fiend tells Han Li about the cultivation techniques on the Blood Sky Continent, including common blood demon arts and secret mystical inheritances, such as the way of shamanism. Han Li inquires about Blood Fiend's relationship with the Bloodbone sect. Blood Fiend downplays it, saying it has been many years and the sect has likely given up their pursuit of him. Meanwhile, in a mysterious hall, the red-haired elder Red Venerable learns that Han Li has accepted the Holy Daughter but returned the other gifts. This piques his interest. Red Venerable informs the purple-clothed woman that Han Li is not an ordinary ascended cultivator and is worthy of ranking among the top 10 strongest in the spirit realm. Thus, the Alliance wants to recruit him. Red Venerable contacts a blurred figure, suggesting that he may seek out an assistant for him, which the blurred figure expresses interest in. Han Li and his companions receive an invitation to the Helian Business Alliance auction. The entrance to the auction is inside a cave and there are multiple defense measures in place. There are hundreds of private flying chambers in the auction hall for participants to bid from. Black warriors and restrictions fill the airspace above the square to ensure the safety of the auction. As the auction is about to begin, Mahayana cultivators, including Han Li, have taken their places. Han Li has a clear goal. He is interested in the teleportation quota, not the treasure that delays the Heavenly Tribulation. A middle-aged man teased Hu Yushuang, who furiously reprimanded him for being frivolous. Hu Yushuang began the auction with the first item, the Golden Thunder Lion Bone Marrow from the Thunderclap Continent. The Golden Thunder Lion Bone Marrow could be refined into the Thunder Marrow Pill, which enhanced one's resistance against the Heaven's Tribulation, causing a sensation among the audience. Han Li wasn't very interested in the Thunder Marrow Pill, but Bloodfiend indicated his intention to bid for it for his own body's use. Shuipo, a cultivator of a foreign race at the Ascended Realm, was unaware of Bloodspore's Void Refinement Realm and competed with her for the price of the Golden Marrow. Under Han Li's instruction, Bloodspore decisively bid for the Golden Marrow and won it for 55 million Spirit Stones. Overjoyed, the second auction item was the Azure Serpent Rising Moon Sword, which was refined by Venerable Rising Moon and was extremely powerful. The sword had a starting price of 7 million Spirit Stones, and the bidding was fierce. In the end, it was sold for 26 million Spirit Stones. The Heron Chamber of Commerce has gathered 4 elders at an auction to appraise an invaluable treasure that will be the main event. Hu Yushuang displays a small, gray banner, claiming that it is a Sky Profound treasure ranked 9th on the Myriad Spirit Roll. The Sky Banner. Hu Yushuang explains that the Sky Banner is divided into Yin and Yang banners, and only the Yin banner is being auctioned, with its individual power only at the level of a Heaven Spirit treasure. The non-humans in the square are very excited, speculating that the Yang banner has also appeared. Some ask about the whereabouts of the Yang banner, but Hu Yushuang claims she doesn't know. Hu Yushuang demonstrates the power of the Sky Banner, releasing countless yellow flowers made of yellow clouds that cover the stone platform. A treasure known as the Profound Heaven article is being fought over. the macabre elderly patriarch of the ephemeral insects, the cold female patriarch of the human Yao clan, and the fat and great accomplishment patriarch of the stone ape clan are all bidding to buy it. Han Li believes that the profound heaven article is incomplete, and bringing it back to the human race will cause trouble, so he decides not to fight for it. The ephemeral insects patriarch successfully acquires the profound heaven item with a price of 2.5 billion spirit stones. The complete inner page of the Golden Zenith J book is auctioned, with golden runes inscribed on it, causing a sensation.